Welcome back, guys, to Talk Shop Tuesday. This week we're talking about why I am getting into real estate development. So this is totally different from what I usually do, which is buy, renovate, and rent real estate. I've also bought, renovated, and sold real estate, but becoming a developer is totally different. And I've been getting into it now for about a year and a half. So this isn't brand new to me. I've already picked up on most of the ABCs. I've learned a ton since I've gotten started, and I am super happy about this journey right now. So the reason I got into real estate development is because it is the highest profit way, basically, from a high level view, it's the way to make the most money in real estate if you become a real estate developer. So I typically buy multifamilies, renovate them, and rent them out. I have that positive cash flow. I have a great cash flow monthly. I love the business. I like what I'm doing. I like growing it. It's by far what I love to do in real estate, but it's difficult to become very rich very fast by doing that. The real route to becoming wealthy quickly in real estate is developing or flipping, but developing it, there's way more barriers to entry, which gives it the opportunity to become a much more profitable venture. So even right now, I just looked up, I'm looking up right now, is it hard to be a real estate developer? And let's see the first thing that comes up. Well, not the first thing, most of this is how to become a real estate developer, but oftentimes the most difficult part of real estate is real estate development. I agree with that 100%. I mean, this journey has been brutal. And I'm basically just getting started. Developments usually last from 3 to 5 years, and that's on a smaller scale. If you go into big Manhattan or Los Angeles, any city development, I mean, those things could take 5 to 15 years to get off the ground, sold officially, rented officially, everything. This stuff definitely takes time. There are so many things that go into becoming a real estate developer. It is unbelievable. From finding land and understanding zoning, hiring consultants that can help you, understanding mechanical, electrical, and plumbing plans and how it works, being able to read architects' plans, understanding the engineering side of the business, how you're going to connect to the sewage or what type of sewage is necessary, zoning and working with the building departments and giving them what they want, understanding finance. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. The legalities behind it, you have to manage teams. It is a ton of work. And there's a reason it's a ton of work, because it's the highest profitable way to make money in real estate. You can make the most amount of money by becoming a developer. So I have a few projects going on right now where I am officially getting the title real estate developer, and I mean, the numbers are through the roof. I'm going to make on one of these new developments what it'll take me to make on 4 multifamily properties, 5 multifamily properties. Now keep in mind, this is just one avenue of the business. So I have my passive income side that I keep adding up. I keep buying properties, renovating, renting out, and some of them I refinance, some of them are mortgage free. And I just enjoy the cash flow. And then I flipped a few properties, which I don't really like to do so much. I'd rather focus on the rental side. And now the new development side is going to give me the tools I need to go bigger on the rental side. I plan on doing a 1031 exchange for every condo that I sell in the new development. For my portion, of course, I have partners and I had to raise money to do it because it isn't a small undertaking. And that's what comes in understanding finance and syndications and how that works. So let's assume there's $1 million profit for my side in a upcoming new development that I have. And that comes into play in 5 years from the day I start. If you break that down, it's $200,000 a year. It's almost like I collected a salary for $200,000 a year and I got paid in one lump sum at the end of the project. And now, all this time, I've been working on my new smaller projects, my multifamilies, that are adding passive income to my to me monthly. So now when you put together both of them, it's a powerhouse. You have something that's bigger and going to give you a big income in one shot. Now I'm going to take that money and buy, let's say, a bigger apartment complex that'll yield me even more money. So this one side of the business doesn't stop. It keeps moving forward and growing and compounding, while the other side is going to yield me big upside over the course of 5 years. Now, there are other ways to make money in development. Like, for example, you could take syndication fees, you could take acquisition fees, and that's how a lot of developers do it. Actually, most developers. They find a project, they put it all together, they raise all the money, and once they raise all the money, they take a 2% acquisition fee. And now let's say the acquisition cost $10 million. They took home $200,000 as a fee from all the partners in exchange for putting everything together. Now, of course, they get a little bit of equity compared to everybody else, and that $200,000 goes to their office, which pays salaries and benefits and leasing and everything, and it just keeps things moving along. Now, the real upside is at the end. When everything's said and done, if that $10 million land acquisition turned into a $10 million profit when all the development's said and done, and that developer has 20%, that developer, after paying all the employees and everything with the fees that he collected, made $2 million. And that could be a 3-year project or a 5-year project. So that's really the gist of the numbers in real estate development. I'm getting into it for that reason exactly. I love rentals. Rentals are amazing. I mean, the money comes in every month. It's there, it's safe. COVID-19 happened and nothing changed almost for my business. If anything, I understood the business more. I got more technologically advanced in the company and my company, and it pushed me to buy more properties because now things are coming to the market a little bit cheaper. So my new development just happens to be in a very hot location. And since that's the case, when it's all said and done, I'm going to be taking everything I make over there and just buying more rentals and adding more passive income. Don't get me wrong. New development is hard. I know I just touched on it before, but oh my God.
It is hard.
I mean, if I've lost sleep over anything, it's been this new development project. At all times, things, it's like the walls are caving in on you in developments. You have to deal with new people on a regular basis. You have to listen to everybody. Everybody has an opinion, and you have to understand their opinion, analyze it, and figure out how it's going to fit into what you're doing. So new developments definitely are not easy. If you're just getting into real estate and you want to be a developer, I'm cheering you on. Like, good luck, and I believe in you. If you really put your mind to it, you can do it, and you could be great at it. But it's not easy. I'm telling you right now. It's nothing like being an agent or a broker. That's a walk in the park compared to being a developer. I've spoken to a few big developers in the past, and one of them taught me about, I still talk to them all the time, but one of them taught me that developers come from a few backgrounds. One is finance. They have a really good financial understanding, and they know nothing about contracting, consulting, zoning, or anything, and they just hire the right people to do it because they really understand money. Those people have a real competitive advantage because they know how to raise a lot of money, and money's necessary to do these projects. But let's not forget about the downside. They don't understand design. They can get screwed by their contractors. Their margins are much slimmer when they have to outsource everything to higher level people because they don't have an understanding of that field. 2 is contractors. Bigger time contractors decide to stop taking work from the outside or building a new division and acquiring land and building it from scratch because they think to themselves or say to themselves, well, if I'm doing it for my clients that must be making a fortune, I could do it myself. And that's also a misconception. They have a leg up because they know how to build, right? They have the hardest side figured out already. But they don't understand the finance side. They don't understand the zoning side. I've seen a lot of contractors step into new developments. They bought land, and then they figure out they can't do anything that they wanted to do there, and they burned millions of dollars. So that's something to be scared of. Losing millions of dollars on negligence, and that only comes from not knowing what you're getting into and not doing enough R&D, not doing the necessary R&D to become successful at what you're getting into. So that's very typical with contractors. Those that stick in their lane, though, are absolute behemoths usually, and those that team up with successful and seasoned developers usually do very well as well. There's a lot of strategic deals that go on here in the new development world. And third are broker turned developers. So I know one developer in Manhattan who used to be a top tier broker, and now he's a new developer. He's an absolute behemoth because he knows what people want. So what's key in becoming a broker turned developer, which is typical, it happens all the time. You see it happen in the Hamptons, you see it happen in a lot of cities where brokers do very well. they step in, they know what the customer wants. This is huge. They have such a great design background from knowing what customers want that they have the competitive advantage in that side. But they might not necessarily understand construction, and they definitely almost always don't understand finance. So keep that in mind. If you're a broker or an agent right now and you want to become a developer, you can do it. Don't get me wrong, you know what your client wants, but you should most likely start with a house or a condo and not go straight into new developments ground up, because you have to learn to get there. It's not like you just jump in both feet full force. You could lose everything you have in new developments. If you could raise the money necessary and you feel like you have a home run project, maybe it's key to team up with somebody that has some experience. That also known as a JV, joint ventureship. That's key to a lot of successful projects. Almost every mega development in America or even the world has some sort of JV in place. And finally, to go over again why I'm becoming a developer. One is the payday. Bigger paydays than almost anything else in real estate. Two, I'm learning a ton about municipalities, understanding zoning, how to work with certain people, and I'm learning a ton about myself, which is vital for my growth. It's opened my eyes to the opportunities in real estate. And three, it's a vehicle for me to become more successful in my rental business. I'm going to be building new developments that fit in line with either new rentals or that'll give me the financing necessary to go off and buy more rental properties. So I have a clear-cut reason to get into new developments. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I've been posting different kinds of content everywhere across the board, and I hope you guys have been taking value from it. I also just did a sick Instagram live with Hani Rosen. She was awesome, and she has a crazy story herself. Tune in. I want you guys to comment if you're watching until this point. I mean, you must like what I'm talking about or found some interest in this, but I want you guys to comment things that you want me to see or DM me or something. I need more engagement to really understand what the people want to see, and I'm happy about this. Thanks.